Hey guys, Uncle Ray, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. You know, guys, I get it. Crypto's absolutely wild. But the reason I have this channel is because I have a financial background. I'm full-time crypto, and I do my deep dives for me, and I share with my community whatever I uncover, whether it's an uncomfortable truth or something positive. So therefore, I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make informed decisions. That's all I care about, guys. I want to give you the good, the bad, and ugly. Hey, and if you want to play Russian roulette, have at it. I just want to give you the information. That's one of my pet peeves in crypto. I believe that 90% of people lose money because 90% of the information is FOMO and BS. But anyway, I'm just going to rant away because that's all I know to do right now in these crazy times. Give you the alpha that you need. And hopefully you'll just hear me out. Use this time to educate yourself and say what went wrong. So hit the like button, and we're going to dive into a podcast that I watch, that's going to give you a ton of alpha about where we're at right now. And I'm going to give you some good news, and I know we all need it. So, did I say hit that like button? All right. Let's start off with the fear and greed index, guys. Again, it's like a broken clock. There's smart money and there's dumb money. You buy low, you sell high. Now, if you're going to stay in crypto and think there's an altcoin season or think there's a big bounce like I do, or what an extended bull run, are you out of your mind? You're not going to buy here? Really? The low of the cycle for fear and greed index. If you just buy the fear and greed index, if someone had the patience and maybe a little bit bigger account, not just pocket change, and all they did is said, every time it gets in the orange, I'm going to buy, and every time it gets in the yellow, I'm going to sell. Just play the middle. They do extremely well. Something to think about. All right. But hey, if you think the bull cycle, this cycle's over, why would you buy anything? All right. Now, don't let any of this fool you guys. This is just my opinion. But this, you know, guys, when the 90% are losing money, that means 10% are making money. That means all these people were long. People were short all these shit tokens. So they're going to bounce because when you're short, you have to buy back. So you're guaranteed to bounce. Now, we're going to dive into the alpha. And guys, it's some good alpha, so bear with me. But, you know, I just made a video talking about the bounce. And things have changed. The big boys are here. Now, I want you to think about something. Yes, guys, if you put, like I did that video, and if you put $1,000 in Aster, I said it was going to bounce. That was yesterday. So imagine if you put in $1,000. Now you have 1,100, what is it, 1,150 bucks. That's not a lot of money. But imagine if you put in 100,000. Imagine if you put in $1 million. I made, right? Think about it. If I put in $1 million, I made $150,000 in 24 hours. Now, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to fudge and take the profit. I may not take all of it because there might be a little bit more. But see, that's the Wall Street mentality. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video of some of the guys that are really smart that I think everyone should follow. So bear with me. But I want to show you this chart, guys. Now, you know, to me, TA, I use it all the time. I normally do it in my head. I don't even have to draw the lines. But, you know, I bought my first foreign currency back in like 1990 when I was a commodity trader, commodity futures and options trader. I bought my first foreign currency. And I was young, and I watched all these guys that knew Elliott Wave and just sounded like amazing guys, been there like 20, 30 years. I'm just out of college. I don't know anything. But I traded off of fundamentals. And I ended up being their boss. But that's another story. But guys, what I want to tell you is the guys that show you TA, they sound smart after the fact. But say, hey, well then tell me what's coming next. Oh, it's either going to go up, down, or sideways, right? Like, so TA is just a small tool. Remember that. Now, this is Bitcoin's chart for this cycle. What is scary about that in a volatile, brand new asset? Now, I want to show you something. This yellow line, here's why TA is bullshit if you don't understand the big picture and the game of manipulation. If you understand the game, guys, you got a really good chance to play it and win. All right, see this yellow line? Oh, look, it broke market structure. I just watched a podcast this morning with Crypto Banter. He talks about all the market structure's broken. Is it really? Not if you understand the game. Bear with me. Now, I can promise you in this blue line right here, that broke structure. But look at that. It dumped down. Oh my God, it's falling apart. Bam. You got wiped out because dumbasses went short right there. I say that with love. See this red line? It broke market structure. Bam. It broke market structure again. Bam. That's what you do. Now, where are we? Why do you think we never go to these lines and hold? Because dumb money is sitting right there and they're thinking, if it breaks market structure, we're going to short. What a dumbass. You never short from the lows in a bull market. You buy. Now, let me show you something, guys. Now, I've often said, you don't have to listen to me, but I do highly recommend you listen to people I listen to. Because I want to be the dumbest guy in the room, not the smartest. I want to listen to high IQ people that are worldly, understand the game. I don't need need any FOMO. I don't need any bullshit. I want honest, just factual data. And as much of that as you can give me. I'll figure it out, right? Now, every Monday, these four guys have a podcast. You can watch it from either one of them. I watch Investor Answers. James went to Wharton. He's probably worth, I don't know, $50-80 million. He came out of retirement to create a channel. He can do more math than I can, in his head than I can do with a calculator. I pay attention. Now, I don't always disagree with him, but I normally do. And I damn sure take it under advisement. And I highly recommend, guys, watch their podcast every Monday. Now, the one they just had, I want to tell you, I just want to run over what they talked about because it's kind of fascinating. But bear with me. One thing they mentioned was no one, and I mean no one, is buying spot. Everyone is just trading. Period. And they brought up the fact that the DEX are making an immense amount of money, but people are trading. It's not as crazy as you think. People are still out there every day being degens, going long and short. Now, so you might want to look at like Hyperliquid or the exchanges because people are still active. Now, people don't want to hear this, especially if you don't like Solana, which, guys, first of all, if you're biased and tribal, give it up. Good luck. There's never been a group outside of maybe the Bitcoin tribe, Bitcoin maxis, that have ever been successful. Everybody doesn't get a Lambo in their dumb tribal group of idiots. And I say that with love. But now think about this. When you talk about who's winning, whether you like Solana or not, I didn't know this, but James brought this up. Solana does more transactions in 1 month, than Ethereum has since inception. Think about that. It should be valued. It is a power player, whether you want to admit it or not. See, everyone wants to talk about tomorrow, when this happens, when that happens. Guys, it's here today. There's nothing holding back your favorite altcoin from ripping, whether it's XRP, Algorand, HBAR, or ICP. The only thing holding them back is no adoption, and no one cares about it, especially Wall Street or the banks. That's why they're not pumping. They're not going to separate themselves. They're not going to magically pump. What's holding them back? When you see projects like the Canton Network that comes out of the gate and dominates and does more in RWA than all of the altcoins combined, the winner's right there, guys. There's no catching the real winners. All right, anyway, they brought up that. And they also brought up, guys, retail's broke. Retail's not coming to save any of us. And even if they did, retail doesn't have the money of Wall Street, right? And if you think about it, if everyone watching this, if all of us got together and put our money together, we're not going to move Ethereum or Bitcoin. Whereas one big Wall Street whale can come in and move any market they want, like a hedge fund or a market maker or exchange. All right. So, bear with me. They also talked about if something doesn't make money, which I've said this over and over for the last couple of months. If something doesn't make money, it really has no value. When you take away the speculation, these utility tokens, your favorite Dino token, your ISO tokens, guys, they don't have a value. They don't make any money for you. They don't accrue any money for you. And they don't make money to feed their ecosystem. So when everyone gives up and educates themselves, they're going to dump. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make money, especially if you know how to short. But, guys, you've been lied to. Be careful who you listen to. Now, also, they talked about cryptos are not stocks because it's kind of redundant, but there's no dividend or anything else, guys. They're commodities. You take a commodity and you build something like lumber. You build a house and you make an immense amount of money. Like Ripple takes their supply, sells it, and makes an immense amount of money. They take their supply, they create services. They make an immense amount of money. But they make it from the services and from dumping XRP, not from holding it. That's how it works, guys. Now, let me give you something that they said. This is fascinating. Then I'm going to leave you with something positive. Now, I always tell everyone, because, I short like 75% of the time because I understand the game. When I worked on Wall Street, I sat at the desk of some of the most powerful manipulators at the time there were, and I watched how they play the game. And when you're doing TA, and especially with the advanced technology they have today, the big money, the bullies, imagine the bullies, they know what you're doing. That's why they look at TA. They're like, oh, look at all the dumbasses. Look at all these retail boys going long. Oh, it's a breakout or it's a breakdown. Now, in the video, they showed this chart, which I've been showing for over a year. It's about the only thing that has changed my thought process or my trading in 30 years, because we used to not have this tool. But they showed this tool, guys. The market, almost 99% of the time, is going to follow these big bands. Now, in this video, they said, look at all this right here, all this short, all these dumbasses going short. And I'm a shorter, but they're doing it the wrong way. Look at all these shorts. Look at this, billions of dollars. Or we can take it down. So they talked about, what do you think is going to happen? And they said, well, I think it's going to go to like 89, 200 or whatever it was. Finish wiping out these dumbass longs. And then they're going to take it up to wipe out all the people that are short. Now, look at this chart, guys. Here's today's chart. It's flipped. And if you look at Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin went to 89, whatever, to exactly that. And now they are wiping out the shorts, taking it up. Now, look what's happening. All the degens, and I say this with love, I'm a degen probably, they're stacking again. But guys, if you think you can go against the biggest, baddest dudes on the planet, which maybe are not even honest people, maybe they're scammers or insiders or whatever, and you can do that on 100x, I mean, do you realize if you are long 100x on $1,000, you get the same movement of $1 million? Think about that, guys. They're not going to let you get away with that. You need to understand the game. Quit looking at all these charts. Quit listening to all this bullshit FOMO, and understand how the smart money think. You don't have to have their money to react and do what they do. Yeah, we can't move the market, but we can ride when they move. You know, I quit doing the videos, but for over 10, 11 months, I short every time Ripple dumps when they have an unlock. Go check the charts. It's a phenomenal trade. It's one of the most consistent shorts on the planet. Why? Because I understand Ripple. I understand the game. I don't hate Ripple. I love Ripple. I do hate the lies and misinformation, but the point is, guys, you got to understand the game. And the game is manipulation. The game is wiping out retail that don't understand tokenomics, don't understand that charts don't mean anything, don't understand fake outs, any of that. That being said, guys, if you need some help and you want to learn to short, I think I have the best shorting proposition ever. I think I have the best shorting course. So for $250, you get my shorting course. And believe me, guys, it's different. We don't short on days like this unless something is ripping. We don't short on red days. You short on green days. When things pump for 2 weeks, we get to shorting. When you have red days like we've had and something comes out and does a 2, 3, 4x, we get to shorting. You short the all-time highs. You don't short the lows in a bull market. What are you, out of your mind? But anyway, guys, you go through the course, you get a Zoom call to make sure you understand my strategy, and you get 5 months of my inner circle for only $250. Now, that being said, I know a lot of people are wrecked. They don't know what to do with their portfolio. I have a portfolio course that answers most of the questions you'd be asking me from A to Z. How to get a game plan that meets your risk reward, how to understand tokenomics and market cap, how to get a game plan to like DC, A, in, and out. And you get a Zoom call where I go through your portfolio with you and we have a conversation. And then you get 5 months of my inner circle for $250 as well. Or you can just join the inner circle. That being said, guys, it's go time. The opportunity is here. You just have to have a better strategy. But if you think that Wall Street and the big boys and the manipulators and the scammers and all the people that are here are just going to let you get a 15, 20x and whoo, there's my Lambo, you're out of your mind. Anyone promising that's a fudging idiot. I highly recommend, guys, study tokenomics and math. That way that'll delete about 90%, almost all the XRP influencers, but that'll delete most of the people if you understand tokenomics. And watch the Fed Crypto Payment Summit. You'll understand that Wall Street's here. They have a game plan and they don't need any help. These Dino tokens, the ISO tokens, they need Swift's help. The banks don't need any help. They may get their share, but you're being lied to, guys. You're being scammed. Now, that's one thing they talked about. And hear me out, and then I'll let you go. And I wish I would have said it earlier because I know a lot of people aren't here listening. But this new bill about crypto regulation is going to change everything. Binance is not going to get to do all the manipulation like they do and the watch trading and the pump and dumps on us. It's going to make things a lot better for everyone. So that was, I wish I would have said that earlier. But anyway, guys, hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And either way, come back, be part of this community, because I'm going to get you in that 10% club, or, well, not die trying, but I'm going to pound it and pound it and pound it. I'm extremely bullish. We're doing well. I'll be honest, guys, I don't know what I'd be doing in this market if I didn't know how to short and if I didn't understand the game. Now, remember this. If the majority were right, the majority would be rich. Take care, guys.